we are talking about keeping the human touch alive, and then reskilling and upscaling, and then the DI in the spotlight, embracing the gig economy, and then power skills play a role in how we are managing HR in 2022, and then the elephant in the room, cybersecurity, to become even more important as we manage our human resource. Now, as we look at this, we are looking at how our workplace now is becoming a place where we don't have an 8 to 11 work per se. The workplace now is a hybrid. We are looking at how our future is now flexible in terms of working hours. We've seen since the aftermath of the pandemic that now we can have staff working from home, working from the office, and also blending the same. There are organizations that now have are embracing a shift sort of working in terms of days. You get 2 days department is working, another day department is working, or there are lean staff going to work so that you manage how we are using the workplace. So the environment has changed from the 8 to 5 p.m. type of work. And you can see that the industry is saying, this is a research from the Work Trend Index, that now 66% of industry leaders are considering and even redesigning workplace for hybrid work. I'm sure some of us on this call are already embracing that. Now we are talking about the DI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, it is a hot topic in HR circles for a while that we need to look at how are we able to have to everybody, we diverse the way we are doing our HR work. It's not a cast and stone as it has been. Now, also, how are we ensuring there's equity as we manage the HR docket? And then we have to be inclusive. You find that even the cultural issues are affecting us as HR. And for us to, the studies that have been done is showing that when we do this, we have the DI with ourselves in our workplace. We are actually increasing revenue in the organization, innovation, productivity, and then the time dedicated to it is not seen as a waste of time, as has been before, but an investment. Again, we see in this graph that the approaches versus the challenges in DI, that 79% responded of a study that was done again by how to build effective DL programs. We are having DI embraced in our budgets. Now that 13% of the senior executive in the organization now are also proactively supporting the DI initiatives. We know that now we can approach senior management on how we can manage HR, and we are not now just seen as a spend cost, but a cost that is very important, because workforce is the bottom line or the essence of how an organization should be, or what shapes up an organization. Now, just allow me to slowly, 1 minute. Now, another trend that is now happening today with mental health. On mental health, this is what we have been able to manage throughout as HR professionals. But you are seeing today we have had a lot of pressure coming to us and even to staff on how we should manage our staff. after the pandemic especially. We get employees have been stressed. Maybe they work very far from families, or maybe the families have been affected in terms of not you being there the time they need you. Because remember, we are saying we are even embracing the hybrid way of working. So it is upon us to see how we are able to balance and ensure that there is a employees are working hard, and also there is no overworking between the same, so that we can have people who are able to look forward waking up to go to work, as opposed to how somebody gets stressed that I'm going to work and yet I don't feel like, oh, the job is stressing me. We need to be human. This is now keeping in human touch the way we are handling stuff. There is this word that we normally have been reading, that is great resignation, that has resulted to many of the staff worldwide quitting jobs. And this is not because they do not want to work. They are finding it that especially the executive or managers are not able to embrace employees in a human way. So what the trend in this 2022 is telling us that we need to make working environment cropped up issues regarding employee engagement, organization identification. And on that, we enhance our employee assistance programs so that they are able to assist staff to give their best as they work. And it's important to note that no technology can actually replace that empathy, engagement, and loyal in an organization, especially as we are looking at how working environment is shifting today. This data has actually shaped how we are working today. For some of us who have gone through CHRP classes, we are getting shocked how we should be able to even quantify a training or employee wellness, or even how we are able to do recruitment so that it is aligning with the budget that the organization have. So as the workforce evolves, HR departments are increasingly using data as part of their decision making. We are not just making decisions because it is a quantitative way of doing work, a qualitative, but now we have to quantify. So with that, the departments, we are also making a strong business case in decision making so that you are able to put a figure to your requirement. If you say you want to employ 30 people, you are able to make out a budget and be able to defend it, or even if it is training. But now we have a challenge here. The challenge we have is, how are you able to track to make sure that the tracking of this information is even safe? And that takes us to the next slide, which is now how important is it for us to ensure that the very data is secure. For most organizations, it has been reported that 20% of the employees are now working from home.
No.
And
which is progression, the way.
Hello. Okay, thank you for muting the. Now, for this, there is a lot of insecurity in terms of data breaches, and then security risks associated with this, with the workplace, in a workplace. So organizations, and we in particular, need to improve, and how actively, by trying to improve cloud-based security, transform digital roadmap, secure technology, incorporate efficient training programs, and also compact how security threats are to safeguard the company assets and data.
Now, waterworks, wakati one agency moves from one another, kuna that transfer of issues.
Yeah. Mr. Jenga,
services ya wafanyakazi. Yeah. Na ndio ikakuja mpaka gazettement. Now I'm asking her, can she show me transfer of attachment?
Hello, Chairman. Can Mr. Jenga be muted? Hello. Hello, are we still there?
Yes, we are there.
Yeah, we are there.
I could be talking to myself.
We are here. We are here.
We are
here now.
Now we have reskilling and upskilling. We realize that there is a difference between the two. Where reskilling means we have to reinvent what we are doing, and upskilling, we are upgrading, actually specializing in something. So we look at this trend trying to tell us that as we have been doing things the way we know, it is high time we improved. If there's room for improvement to go along with what the industry needs and the world is changing, or again, look at it and specializing in some other, upscaling ourselves to do other duties that we may not have been put in line with them. Like, for example, I like encouraging when I'm working with the colleagues that at one time put on an overall, go to the plant if you're working in a factory based, and just go and see what happens. Maybe it's even in the middle of the night and you have staff working. You actually come back there feeling very different on how you are perceiving or how you think. You keep on imagining people are working. Like if you have, for example, those of us working.
How long do you want to give us to be given? I give you a minute.
Mr. Njenga, I hope someone is muting our colleagues. I know we are working as we listen to this.
Chair, can someone mute these guys? They're misbehaving now.
The host can be able to mute them.
Yes, line.
Oh my.
Monday.
Can I be heard?
We are hearing
we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry.
I just urge all of us, kindly let us mute ourselves so that we go fast and finish up this presentation. It wasn't a long one. So then when we have done the upskilling or reskilling, I have a question to ask ourselves, and maybe we can respond on the chat or as we will come to the end. But why is skilled transformation needed? Why is it necessary? We may not answer now as I'll push the presentation, but keep it in mind. It's something we need to ask ourselves at the end of this presentation. So doing that, we are also looking at retaining. Retaining is one of the most crucial investment in an organization that can make part of talent management strategies and justifiable. So if we are not able to invest in retraining, restraining some of these crucial investments, then what we are saying is that we lose out even on what best we have in terms of skills, in terms of knowledge. Now, even as we do all this, we have a problem, or we have to address the issue of the appealing to Generation Z. And when we come to this, we are looking at how best do we manage different types of our staff, especially the Generation Z, in terms of that, because our workplace is becoming multi-general since the pandemic. We have baby boomers through to Generation Z employees, all under one organization. So Deloitte did a research in 2019, and what came up is that the reasons millennials leave organization include lack of advancement in opportunities, poor work or life balance in a company, inadequate financial compensation, boredom, and sometimes just feeling appreciated. Somebody will walk out of their jobs. But we are saying, before we even get deeper to that, we have classification of the age groups in our baby boomers. You can put in the chat whether you are a baby boomer, you are Generation X, millennials. I am believing post-millennials. We may be having some on this call, but I'm not sure if we have. And if we have, then it is good for us to learn from them. So you can see that we put the millennial generation Y into bracket in red. I've put that because this is where the most of the workforce are not interested in a pension scheme, are not interested in what you as we've been in circles. What they want is, can I work for a contract 1 year, pay me everything, and then we move on. They want to get where we are heading for some of us who are maybe in Generation X or baby boomers, to grow older, yet to get the wealth they want to amass very fast, and soon you find them, they are not even looking for employment. So they have characteristics which we all know. They really feel over entitled. They want to be over certain. I'm not going to read everything because I'll share this this presentation. And then they are expecting too many perks and high earnings with little experience. So when you are saying you want a person with 10 year experience, but they are here to do the work and they're only having, let me say, 1 year or 2 year experience. And also they are broke with the expensive tests. They want to get the best out of them, and you find what you are paying them may not be able to take care of them. And they also make demands instead of requests. So we know many of them have worked in our offices or call us and say, you either give me this or I'm quitting, and maybe that's the best cybersecurity person you have. Yeah? And then to them, they're not willing to sacrifice their personal life in order to advance their career. They would rather leave work at 5. It's a Friday. I can't put in much. I have to go. It is, I will have to meet the boys or the girls. So their approach to their superiors is as if they are equals. They don't see why they should really be like calling you sir, madam, or some of us, we like being called by name, but you are finding that the way they address you is there. So for those who do not understand them, you'd feel that they are being rude to you, or the subordination or something like that. But that is millennials for us. So we have to look into how do we help even these millennials to be able to sit or retain them. We are saying that as professionals, we need to be more of people who are able to develop talent, to develop our employees. Because we are seeing that when we emphasize on ability of a company, it's how fit is your staff in the role they are doing, how experienced, or how, and if they are not being able to get in terms of a training, can we be able to ensure that they are having trainings in line with what they are doing, have a training budget and defend it. And that's why leading HR professionals will reorganize that investment made in professional development activities is an investment made to strengthen the organization, so that when you are talking of this kind of staff or the staff I have, you are talking of employees who are able to go ahead and manage the market, or also compete. If you are people who are an organization doing marketing, manufacturing, or whatever it is, even the service industry, you will find that you are also getting a competition from your colleagues, your other counterparts in terms of business. So we are saying employees, you should have that employee experience and retention rate, a rate that you can be able to know that if people are emphasizing on the ability to advance the company, how best can I be able to ensure as the slide 10 is telling us, that we can be able to make up retention mechanism, where you are able to even just be able to be thanking people for the staff for the work they are doing. You should be making the environment that your colleagues are working in, or the staff are working in, to be as positive as possible. Although somebody was challenging me and telling me, yes, as a HR, you would want it to be positive, but how are you getting support from management? So the ability to reimagine that relationship to their career, and this is normally to the millennials, the pandemic has shown them that it's not about work. I have to start making a good relationship with my career. So they would rather even now want to choose to work somewhere else, even get a lower pay. But I know of a relative who left working for Central Bank and went to Safaricom. Then we were asking her, why have you done? Said, it's not about the money, but can I have growth? And that is millennial for you. So in 2022, organizations must discover the employees' motivations and rethink how its workplace operates to ensure they can deliver. Now, we always get it wrong. And the reason why we can't retain is we get the onboarding of our new staff wrong. If you get onboarding of a new staff wrong, be assured that they will only sit there, get 1 year or 2, and then they are again on their way out. Because onboarding, I always believe, is the foundation it's like a foundation of a house. I remember my last assignment when I was doing it, it's all the way in Kajiado County. I got colleagues who are coming from a foreign country, the mother country of the organization. And then when we gave them our onboarding schedule, they actually threw it away and said, no, we have come to work. We are hitting the ground. Believe you me, they did not take even 6 months. Things were so hard. They came now back to do the onboarding. So let us be keen on that and insist, however crucial and our position is, let somebody onboarding helps you to understand what is going on in our organization. And even as we continue about onboarding, we need also to fix issues to do with mentorship and learning programs. As a manager, I always take upon myself that every 3 months I have somebody I'm mentoring, whether inside the organization or out. Reason being, that makes you to also transfer skills to somebody and also nurture a person to come to a level that is expected, or to help them to rebuild their career. I'm challenging all of us. Please pick up mentorship as a personal assignment, and you'll see how you will infect other managers or other colleagues to do the same. Then you will find it is a culture that you again continue. If it is from a manager, somebody will say, hey, I'm going to Priska. This is the moment for us. We have 1 hour of mentorship. Others will ask, what is that? So you can see that it will help you to say that in this organization, there are people who the executive or managers, they are able to hold other people's hands and make them learn how to work in terms of mentoring them. Now, as you do the issue of retention, we have to always remember that compensation is key in all this. So for HR department, you will want to consider the cost of employee turnover estimated to be 6 to 9 months salary. If you have at a high turnover, you will find that the cost of employing a new employee is so high that it will cost the organization 6 to 9 times. Then you will be hearing show cause why the budget of human resources is high. Within no time, it is now you who will be shown the door. So the best thing is to try and prevent in terms of trying to defend our budgets from the beginning. When people are budgeting, let us not live for finance to keep on telling us what to do. Let us participate. If they leave you out, please insist to be part of it so that we understand the compensation part of it is very key to help us to retain our colleagues. Then we realize Mobile type of recruitment is now what is trending. I was asking my daughter why she finds it hard to go to a laptop and open and see a job. He said, no, me, when I see a job on phone, I've put my CV ready. I will just upload it. So what is it telling us? We need to come out from the traditional way. Already now counties are putting up jobs and we've gone still they are still the traditional way. Of course, we can't blame because they are procedures to be followed. But what HR Trends in 2022 is asking us, is there a way we can make recruitment very friendly so that at a snap of somebody holding their phone, they are able to respond to an application? And our research has shown that text messages give 87% response rate, with candidates answering messages within 3 minutes. So we again have to relook and see how best can we accommodate this in our recruitment. Social media. We have had even giving disciplinary letters or show cause letters to when we find maybe the stuff that is not expected or some information has spilled to the social media, and we want like to punish, why are you exposing the company to social media? And sometimes it's just for the good. We have to really see what is it we can be able to embrace on social media, because remember, these millennials who are the ones who are actively in employment or in the employment industry, social media is their cup of tea, their food. So as the employees want to work for companies that care about their social issues, that is important to them. And sometimes that is a driver or a force for one wanting to join an organization. And they want employers to take a stand about those issues publicly, not hide them under policies. When something happens, say, did you read the policy very well? And we are ready to say, it is alleged you did this, and we know where it is heading is to actually send somebody home. So before we get deep there, we need to understand how negatively, or what is the weight of the negativity that has brought about the engagement in social media. So for that, as matters of racial injustice, economic inequalities, they would like to comment, but you are saying, Priska is so much on social media talking, and she doesn't understand that is trying to put the company in bad picture. But now that is them. Are we able to accommodate them, such behaviors or such responses in as far as social media or social engagement is concerned? Now, the unions in 2022 have been rigid to still want to work the way they've been working when we have the physical or the office to office time attendance. But now, how are we able to accommodate the union for them to understand that the environment, the working environment has changed, in that we may not have that union representation with all the meetings they want, with all the demands they want, because we are having a hybrid way of working. How are we able to tweak our policies or tweak our understanding and have them with a conversation on the table for them to be able to understand that we cannot have business as usual, we have to change how we are working. And sometimes these various groups, they don't align to what the world is changing. And you always imagine, I don't see today even the teachers' union as active as it was. I don't see this notorious, the strikes that were on. They have done, union have, officials have led people to down tools or sit-in. So we have to strike a balance between what is practical and what is not practical with the union. And the best way I always do this approach is to have a conversation with them around table. And sometimes you realize they are not bad. They will understand. and they will be able to align to what the organization is expecting of them. Now, how do we prepare for changes in the HR limb? As we have been discussing, along the way, these have come up, but I just saw so it was good to maybe come up with a slide that can quickly tell us we need to do learning and development efficient ways to engage employees at all times. Then for employees working remotely daily, you could be having what we call virtual water cooler or coffee pot conversations. We're putting in brackets because it's not actually the coffee, but you're just checking on people. How are they working? You bring them in a meeting, have that me time with them, and they will appreciate all what our staff want is are they being heard? Is somebody caring even if they are working remotely? And then training, development, and career discussions make employees feel wanted and suggest they have a future career with the organization. I'm telling you that if we invest in this, although we'll have a percentage leaving, but the majority will stay on. Then let us keep on checking on our employees' health to be able to understand what is going on through their mind. Some problems may be really off work, but just saying it shall be well for our staff, it all means very good to them. Now, this slide is looking at broadly as leaders. What are we supposed to address to ensure there's no burnout among employees? Trust. As leaders, we must now just see how we are able to see, can we be able to trust people as they work? And the reason being that when we lose out on trust, it's very difficult to get it back. And this is where you're getting that somebody tells you, I lost trust of you, although they are still working and they still said, I've even lost trust in this company. Then as leaders, we must reflect on past activities to avoid repeating mistakes. You could get a staff has been in problems and they keep on having these problems. Now, what is it you can do to ensure that that is not repeated? A structured after action review, be always guiding and seeing what else can we do to improve what has happened, why, and how it can be improved in future. Insight is also, as a leader, you need to look at to pull the best ideas and gain insight from teammates. Don't be a leader who is always that my word is law. You could find that there are very many ideas your teams have or other colleagues have that could be able to assist to ensure that we are addressing the issue of burnout. And in order to produce the best outcome out of the business, listen to employees, create a collaborative plan. As much as you have your cake cut out from the executive, but come and package it in a way you can be able to accommodate the rest. Then action, if the team is aligned on goals, it will be easier to take the appropriate action. When we fail to give, for example, targets or KPIs, then for those who do appraisals, at the end of appraisal after a year is when you are saying, why didn't you not do this? And to date, somebody will challenge you that you should have been telling me along the way what I'm supposed to do. So let us be careful also what we do so that we are not able to have a miscommunication at time we need to correct something or to have some goals achieved. Then as leaders, as the leadership is a contact sport. It requires leaders to be present, engaged, and accountable. Don't be an absentee boss or leader, and you want people to only give you reports to go and give to the board. Be part of it, and you will wonder how this burnout you see in people. Sometimes you have these hours that for those who are still, some of us, mostly in Kenya, we still work physical. Walk around. Management by roaming is good. You have no idea how it will make, or I say that is the boss I always want to work with. Takeaways from this webinar is, let's say have a flexible model, that can reduce top talent attrition, which can do that by 20%. And this 20% already across, we always have attrition of about 20. So you are adding 20 to another 20. So that can be a plus for us. Then companies that transition from focusing on individual employee well-being to a more holistic approach for a health organization. There's nothing as good as a health organization when you are managing, especially as a docket of human resource, because every blame goes to HR. And I will use the HR ndio wanajua. Now, also another takeaway, we look at employee expectations have evolved beyond pay, benefit, perks. A question for us here, what else are you doing in our organization to ensure that we are not just looking at pay, that we are able to make this work environment, even if the board has not passed it for you, for those who are directly working with the board, but have something always ready. One day you might find you could just sneak it to a board member who will embrace it if your CEO is not listening. But remember to do it also very careful, because it can cost you your job. Then businesses are increasing, focusing on developing power skills, social, emotional, and advanced in quantitative skills. Again, we've talked about that in our previous, in a slide before. These are just takeaways for us. Then lastly, 52% of workforce will have worked or will be working independently as a contributor to the gig economy. The gig economy is an economy where now we don't have a routine way of working. And by 2023, this is going to be, we are even going to be borrowing stuff from another organization. They come work for us, then take them back. We are going to have research in this is expected because this is where the economy is going, that I can borrow a research from another organization, which today we call benchmarking, but I can just use that one and be able to emulate the same in my organization. This is where the gig economy is taking us. And on that, I am thanking you all for listening to this webinar. And this is an exciting time to be in HR because of the challenges we are seeing. And if challenge, innovation, change, and personal growth are of interest to you, then you stick around as a HR profession. Please don't leave to go to corporate, to go to marketing. HR is very exciting. Thank you very much. Hello, Chair. Hello, Abraham, are you there?
Yes, I am here, Priska.
I'm done.
Yes, I have seen. Congratulations and thank you for good job. Well done. But
Thank
before I let you go, I would send it to the plenary so that we have Q&A from our colleagues. Anyone who has got a question to ask, a compliment, and something that he wants to understand, the floor is open for all of us. Colleagues, if you have anything you want to say, you are free to say. Anyone with anything?
Chair,
Yes.
I would just want to take this opportunity to congratulate Madam Priska for the good job that she has done.
Yep.
That God may give her more and more. And we are still here, anxious for more information, more insights into the profession, and more trainings. So congratulations, madam. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Any other comment? Colleagues, any other comment? All right. Priska, it means you have been a good teacher. And
I am hoping so, Chair, because sometimes if there are no questions, either you did not meet expectations or you met the expectations. But what I would encourage all of us is that let us come out and really change the way HR is perceived. I am now trying out on doing my consultancy in HR. So reach out to me if you need me for any help. If you have trainings, let us also embrace each other, make us to grow. One time when you jump out the market, you will get us here and we shall carry your hand. So
Sure.
I'm based in Kakamega now, and there are so many jobs coming up. Please apply for them so that you go and change these counties in terms of how people are supposed to be managed. It is a sad story for most of the things that are happening in the county. So don't shy away and don't expect to know somebody. Sometimes the 30% might favor you to work in Busia, Migori, Nyeri. So go for the jobs. And lastly, please manage your employees in terms of just the just ended elections. We may assume all is well. I have told myself that I will keep on preaching peace, mentoring people. I mean, just telling why we should move on. So it is an issue that as HR, you must, and I say, colleagues, you must carry it and let us move forward, because we have to put food on our table, we have to pay fees for our children, we have to take care of our families. So thank you so much and God bless.
Thank you very much, Priska, for that well thought out presentation. From the branch leadership, we wish to appreciate you for the job well done. I also want to recognize my colleagues. I have seen Lynette, she's present, my vice chair. I've seen Treasurer Osi, I've seen Lillian, I've seen Evelyn. Thank you very much for helping us have this session. If they have something to say, they can say before I ask someone to pray and we end the session for today.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
I have something to say.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I just want to say, Madam Priska, thank you so much for the insights. We are happy to have you on board. And we really appreciate that you have come around now to Western. And I'm happy to hear that you are saying that we also make our applications to most of these counties about these positions that are being advertised by the counties. But as you know, that most of these positions are political. But nevertheless, as HRs, we are always optimistic. And we believe that these positions are for us and are also for our people here in Western or in the country. And I'm really happy that you have come on board so that you shall have to take this HR far, especially on the issues that you have touched about employees. I really want to say, like the HR, they're not really given enough space, especially when it comes to budgeting. But if you are an aggressive HR, it might be a department or in a ministry, that's when you can have that opportunity to do such things. But since you have said about mentorship, I hope that you take on board most of the HR and mentor them. And then also us who are in the leadership, in the IHRM, we shall also have to encourage our colleagues, those who have got challenges, shortcomings, so that you're able to mentor them, tell them how they're supposed to behave and how they're supposed to to ask for some of these things while in those meetings or while in those boardrooms. Otherwise, all the best. Thank you so much for taking us through today's session, and we hope for more as we continue having you on board. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. Lynette, you have something?
Not really, Chair, but just to appreciate our presenter, CHRP Priska. Thank you so much. It has been brief and very insightful. After our long electioneering period, thank you so much for starting us off very well. And just like my predecessor said, Evelyn, indeed, we for some of us, you are our role model. For some of us, as we build our career, for me, Vice Chair Emeritus, you are my role model. Thank you so much. And on your topic, indeed, it is good for us as HR practitioners just to be role models where we are in our organizations. And indeed, you've challenged us to take up the positions at the county and even the national level in other big organizations. And I wouldn't want to say much, but to really, really appreciate you for starting us off, creating time to lead this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for everyone and those remarks. See, you said you will make your final, you'll do the final prayer, please. OC, David.
Okay, let us pray.
OC, you have disappeared.
Oh, okay, Lillian can pray here.
Okay. Lillian, can you please?
Here I am.
Okay, pray then.
Okay, let us believe and pray. Everlasting Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all your plans are always good. And this day we have had a blessed and insightful presentation courtesy of your plans. Father, we want to commit every participant into your hands, and that we want to pray that all that we have heard, we may be able to apply them. We may be able to grow ourselves using them, and that you may develop us as you yourself deems fit. Father, bless the presenter, add her more, grow her. And we want to also pray that you be with the branch leadership and the entire membership, give them good health, cooperation, good relationship. Until next time, Father, we say thank you, and thank you so much. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, my friend OC. Ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate for your attendance. The attendance has been so high. I really appreciate, and that marks the end of our HRM webinar for the month of September. Looking forward for another one next month. I pray that we meet then. Thank you so much and have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Chair.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.